Rams now. Cowboys head west to take on L.A. Saturday night. It is on Fox. Dallas looking to continue their momentum from last Saturday, while the Rams are looking to make good on a 13-win season. Sean McVay and Jared Goff searching for their first playoff win as a duo. Here's the head coach talking about last year's playoff loss.
Last year was a great year for us, being able to win the division. Very fortunate to be able to do that again. But I think there's a confidence that's been earned where there's an expectation of, we have a lot of respect for the Dallas Cowboys, but we expect to win this game. And we know it's going to take a great effort, but we're going in with the mindset and mentality that we expect to win. You know, I think that confidence is something that's been earned every day by our players. And then we got to go out and prove it on Saturday night against a great opponent.
CC, there's not that much pressure on the Cowboys. They've already exceeded expectations. A lot of people had them left for dead at 3-5 in this season. But for this 13-win Rams team, there are far more expectations of what they're going to be done to avoid the one-and-done last year. How much pressure is on Sean McVay and the Rams?
I think that's kind of the story of this franchise right now. Like, really, who are they? Are they going to be a team with their young coach that's ripped off 2 double-digit seasons? Because I think that a lot of times it's important to inform people, like, what's really going on in the NFL, because I believe they missed some of the parts. The L.A. Rams for the last 20 years have been awful. All right, now they put together back-to-back double-digit win seasons. So even if they don't win this playoff game, let's not trip as far as where this organization is. Now, they will have more pressure on them, but we've seen coaches have pressure on them in the playoffs, like Tony Dungy early in his career. Man, how successful can he be? So can he get over that? So they have turned this franchise around. This is a perfect matchup for them. They should have the confidence and expectations playing at home after a bye week. They had a spectacular regular season, but you don't put together, you don't go get Ndamukong Suh, you don't trade for Talib, you don't go get the other
Marcus
corner.
Peters.
Like, you don't go get those guys and be like, I'm satisfied with the divisional playoffs. So
no.
Great expectations should be met by a win. They're more talented than Dallas. Their program is a little further ahead than Dallas's, even though they've been doing it less time than Dallas. But Sean McVay and this organization has been transformed by how they're going to conduct their offense, how they're going to attack, how they're going to go after players, how they're trying to win right now. That was their whole approach as far as the draft and free agency, and it should play out against the Cowboys this weekend.
There is a distinct amount of pressure on 2 specific teams this weekend. In the AFC, it's the Kansas City Chiefs because of the history, because they got the MVP, because of Andy Reid's history, because of the 1 seed. And in the NFC, even more so than on the Chiefs, it's on this Los Angeles Rams team. Because not only are they so all in on this season because of the 1-year acquisitions, because of what they did this offseason, but also because of what happened last year. Nobody held it against them. They will get more criticism for losing last year's playoff game on Monday if they lose this year's playoff game than they did after last year's loss. Because it was, okay, this young quarterback, young coach, good season. He had a couple fumbled punt returns, kick returns, went against you, no problem. But if you have 24 combined playoff wins in 2 years, if your coach is such the flavor of the month that guys that look like him, sound like him, friends with him are getting head coaching jobs. The quarterback's coach in Los Angeles might be getting a head coaching job because of the Sean McVay allure. If they go 13 wins and lose to Dallas at home, that is going to be, fair or not, a stinging indictment on what they've built there. So that's where I think they have enormous pressure. No one will kill them if they lose in the conference championship game to a Saints team that is better, that will be in New Orleans, that will be favored in that game. But you lose as a touchdown-plus favorite to Dallas when I think everyone thinks you are more talented than Dallas, you're more rested, you're healthier. That, I think, we turn on you quick now, and it'll be a lot of that Sean McVay shine will be gone.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there in L.A., but I still think there's more pressure in Kansas City. There's always more pressure when you're the #1 seed. And also you have franchise history that if you lose, that you are getting ready to build on that negative history. So if Patty Mahomes' first time in the playoffs, him losing, after MVP season, Andy Reid, after the way he struggled in the playoffs, to me, if both these franchises come out with the loss, more dramatic of what's going to happen in Kansas City into their overall psyche than with the Rams.
All right, so let's stick with Kansas City. Colts and Chiefs are kicking off their playoffs tomorrow afternoon. Colts, one of the hottest teams. Coming into the playoffs, Chiefs, one of the hottest offenses in league history, but KC has stumbled in postseasons past. They haven't won a playoff game in 25 years. Nick, what has to happen for the Colts to upset the Chiefs?
So I think this is, we can see the script, how it would play out if the Colts win. Early in the game, Chiefs get the first possession. Pat Mahomes overthrows a wide receiver. They get stuffed on a run. All of a sudden, they're punting. Colts drive right down through the defense and score a touchdown. All of a sudden, the Chiefs start pressing. They have another three and out, or a drive that ends in a kick, even if it's a field goal. And the Colts, what do next? They run Marlon Mack. They run Marlon Mack some more. They face maybe a 3rd and short, doesn't matter. And all of a sudden, it's 14-3, and you're like, wait, what has happened? That could happen by the 5-minute mark of this game. You have the ability for the Colts, in my eyes, to be patient. And the Chiefs, the question, will they be patient? You have a Colts team that can say, look at the defense and say, what are you giving us? We are fine taking it. That's what they did against the Texans. Early in the game, the Texans were really focused on stopping the run. So T.Y. Hilton had 3 catches, 63 yards on the first drive. Then all of a sudden, they started focused on T.Y. Hilton, and Marlon Mack ends the game with 150 yards. I don't know that the Chiefs have the ability to do that to the same degree. I think the Chiefs, okay, you're giving us the run, we still might have to pass the football. So the path to victory for the Colts is Pat Mahomes tries to make, one great play that he doesn't have to. It gets tip ball pick. Like I know I've been very heavy on that the Chiefs should be the favorite. The Chiefs are the best team in the AFC. But this is not a game where you can't close your eyes and envision how the Colts can win. Like, I think it's very clear how the Colts can win. Dominate time of possession, take care of the ball, gash the Chiefs on the ground, and don't let the only part of the Chiefs defense that's good, their pass rush, get to Andrew Luck. Those are the pieces of the recipe for the Colts to go to Arrowhead and continue this bad Chiefs playoff history.
And if that is the recipe, the Colts have all the ingredients. This is not something that they have to tilt. All these things are things that they do. The last 4 weeks, Marlon Mack's averaging 110 yards. In those 110 yards, almost 33 minutes in time of possession. If you look at the NFL since week number 7, since they started off 1-5, they got 7 touchdown drives of 12 plays or more. Most in the NFL. So you're talking about how they're going to do it, it would be right within the style for which they've done. Since week number 7, they've had 7 of those touchdowns. The Chiefs, on the other hand, you think they can do it? No, they can't. They've only done that twice. The Colts have big play ability, just like the Chiefs. 12 touchdown drives of 5 plays or fewer. So the reason why coming into this game, the reason why I thought this was the worst matchup, because they have quick strike ability in the Colts, just like the Chiefs. And they also have the ability that the Chiefs don't have. They can have those long drives by running and or passing and eat up that time of possession, eat up that clock. And when you can run the football, when you get in the red zone, it's a lot easier to score than most teams. So for me, this is not the matchup that I wanted the Chiefs to be able to have because of Andrew Luck, where he is. 39 touchdown passes this season that people don't talk about. And Marlon Mack started the season with a bad hamstring. They are a different football team since he has come back and gotten healthy.
The only thing the Chiefs have done well defensively is get to the opposing quarterback, get sacks, and because they get to the opposing quarterback, force fumbles. Like force fumbles, tip balls.
With this
well, they're up against what I believe to be the best offensive line in football. That's the part of this matchup that, to me, is the most concerning for the Chiefs. Your defense only does one thing well, and you're up against the team that it's the most difficult to do that against.
Also, with a quarterback who you know isn't going to get rattled, who's been there before, and who understands how big this game is. All right, coming up, can Phillip Rivers get his first win ever against Tom Brady this weekend? Talk about that next on First Things First.